Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I know there's many people from all around the world. So, would you please type on the chat below, where are you from? I'm coming to you from Bali, Indonesia, which is where I am at the present time. But I want to know where all of you guys are from. So, please type it on the chat below. Awesome. Great. Oh, we have London. We have the US. Okay. We have Hong Kong. Okay. Kuala Lumpur, Australia. Okay. All right. Singapore, Africa. Hi. Hello, everyone. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And today I'm going to reveal to you, this is a free webinar that's going to reveal to you how to create passive income so you can travel the world without spending more of your money, doing any hard selling, or needing ton of experience. I call this the 3L formula. What does the 3L formula stand for? It stands for lead, how to lead yourself and your team; leverage, how to create a system that's going to systemize your business; and launch your business. So this is my promise to you. My promise to you is that I will double your sale in your next presentation, whether it's online, offline, or even if it's your first time. And the goal of this particular thing is to make sure that you double your sale. And again, that also applies whether you have no experience, no talent. Don't worry, we have step-by-step proven template that's going to help you to double your sale in your next presentation. Okay, so this is not theory or wish, it has been done. This is what I've been doing. This is what has allowed me to retire twice, and this is my second time. And I teach this to very, very private people. However, now I am open to helping more and more individuals, and this is why I'm doing this. So if you see, you followed me, you see that I am retired. I work because I want to and because I get to help and change the world. So that is the only reason why I'm working right now. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because many people teach you theory, or they travel the world and they take pictures, but they're struggling, right? So what I'm here to do is to teach you what I've done from what I've learned from my mentor. That's all I ask. The last 10 minutes sharing last 10 minutes of this video, I want to share an amazing offer at the end of the webinar. That's fair, right? Type below if you feel that this is a fair trade. I will give you all the content, the entire presentation on how to double your sale. All I ask is the last 10 minutes to show you the amazing offer that I'm presenting. All right, so who this is for? This is for anyone who has a business that are doing presentation, whether it's sales video, whether it's webinar, whether it's online, whether it's offline, whether you're doing it one-on-one, 10 to 1, 100 to 1, 1,000 to 1, or 10,000 to 1. This is who this is for, okay? And this is also for people who don't have any business. Right? So if you don't have any business here, don't worry. We'll show you step by step how to double your sales or create minimum $100,000 within the next 12 months. It's easy breezy, and you could make much more than that. Okay, if you follow the step by step process. Okay. So now what we're looking to do again, and if you stay until the end, I'm going to share with you my $1 million funnel. So this is a funnel that generated me millions of dollars, and it's a step-by-step process on how to double your sale. And by using this particular funnel, you will be able to make money while you're sleeping. And that's the goal. The goal is not to work hard. The goal is to work smart. Okay? And not just that, but I'm also going to share with you the person who broke the $3.2 million in 90 minutes. And you'll be the first one to know the secret. Okay? So I will provide you. So this is what I'm promising you. This is a gift if you stay until the end. I will share with you the $1 million funnel on how to create passive income while you're asleep so you can travel the world. And I will also provide you with the access to learn how to create $3.2 million in 90 minutes by the person who did it himself. Okay. So this is my promise to you. If you stay until the end, you will have access to this right away, immediately. It will be sent to your email right away. Okay. So this is a huge bonus, and that I will reward you with if you stay till the end, and you'll be able to have access to those immediately. All right. So now, if you don't have a product, don't worry. You could make money right now in this day and age with the internet. We are so blessed because you don't need to have your own product. There's so many ways to make money, whether it's affiliate or physical product, or even if you're doing network marketing, there is a way to make money if you follow a step-by-step blueprint. Okay? It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter if you have a university degree. None of this matters. As a matter of fact, people that are smart are the ones that are shooting themselves because they are in their mindset. All you've got to do is follow step-by-step blueprint that has been working for other people. Okay? So you could do this by promoting anybody's product. And wouldn't you agree that the only skill that anybody should learn is sales and marketing? If you have any business at all, it doesn't matter how beautiful packaged your product is. If you don't master the skill of selling, then you don't have a business. Who would agree with that? Type below if you agree that sales is the number one skill that everybody should have in order to make any money, right? All right, so who am I? Who is Ruth? Why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Ruth, and again, I rarely do this because I know some of you may not know this, but I actually am private. The things that I show online is things that I want to share with other people. Other than that, my private life is very private. I like to do whatever, whenever. I like to be anywhere in the world. But what I've decided to do, and I am retired, so I don't have to do any of this, but, this is not for me, right? And as this is success without sharing is failure, right? I've learned this from one of my billionaire mentor. So what I decided to do is to focus on growing my business, right? So this is a picture taken in Bali when I retired for the second time, but that's not where I come from. Okay, my career started off, I've been working since God knows what, because I love to work, right? So I started off as a model, actually. At the age of 7, I used to be a runway model, and I used to win number 1 prizes, back in Montreal. And, went to school in actually Vegas, Montreal, Vegas, and Ottawa, because, my parents used to travel every year. We used to move every single year, not because of we have the traveling lifestyle, but because we're struggling and we needed to find homes every single year. But then after that, after I've graduated from high school, I've worked as a junior accountant at the age of 16 years old, right? And from there, I actually started off as an intern at 15 years old, and they've hired me right after. Right? But what happened there is that I love numbers. I used to be really, really good. And again, when I work out of passion. I think I used to make $11, $13 an hour. And honestly, I didn't really care about the money. I really love what I did, to the point that I started off as an intern. And at the end, at the age of 16, I was managing the entire office. It was a family business. I was managing the entire office, working 12 hours a day, doing income taxes for individuals as well as businesses, right? But what happened? What happened is that I used to get up in the morning. I would see the sun because I would get to work maybe around 8 o'clock. But by the time that I finished work, it was, especially tax season, 11 p.m. So my entire day was at the office. Right? And I remember one time during summer thinking, oh my God, I haven't really enjoyed the summer. So I quit. I'm like, you know what? There must be something more to life, right? So I quit. in Ottawa, what's the best thing to do is to work as a government employee. So I did that. I worked as a government employee at the age of 18 years old. I was on a contract at that time. I worked for Agdisida, which is the great organization that help people all around the world. And I did that, and I worked for the ministers. I was administrative assistant to the minister at that time, right? Great job. I barely did anything. So remember, I was complaining about doing something. Now I really did not do anything at all, except, making lots of money, working at the government. And I used some skills, but it was administrative basic work to do. Right. And then after that, I've actually moved to Toronto, Ontario. And then at that time, I did a little bit of everything, I worked from door-to-door sales. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, right? So I worked from door-to-door sale. I sold a point-of-sale system. I've also sold newspapers, right? I was an immigration consultant at the age of 20, and I would go to court and defend people's cases that wanted to stay here in Canada. However, although I loved being an immigration consultant, I couldn't do it because my heart was attached to the case. And any lawyer out there would know that you can't really attach yourself to the case. And I would take the work with me at home. I couldn't sleep because, if the person wasn't able to stay in the country, I would losing sleep. I would cry. So this was not for me. I was way too emotional to be an immigration consultant. So last but not least, what I've done is that I've actually did a lot of contract work afterwards. And what happened is that I became, and I was an office manager. I'm missing some work here. I was an office manager on a contract, and someone headhunted me. As I was answering the phone, called me and said, have you ever done recruiting? And I thought, what is recruiting? And she headhunted me. And I've decided, and that's when I worked for one of the largest company, Apple One, which is actually one of my mentor, Janice Howard, which is the first billionaire. That was her company and the one of her husband, right? So I worked with them for a few years. And then at the age of 27, I've actually opened up my own business as a business owner in the recruiting industry. And I've been doing this for quite some time. And if you see my story online, you'll see that one of my first contract was with the government of Canada. I had a $3 million contract, and I was able to help people that were, immigrants to, whether they were taxi drivers or let's say janitors or whatever, but these individuals had a doctorate degree back home. So my company started off by helping those people that through a 9-month program, so that at the end of the 9 months, they become doctors in different parts of the world in Canada, and they had their own private practice. So that was a very fulfilling way to start the business, and it was great. Made lots of money and continue to do so because the business is still around. And then, as I was doing this, I've actually moved to New York City. I did a few things in New York, but one of them was I managed a bar. An opportunity came in, and I managed a bar in Manhattan, New York. That was actually quite fun. And it's true what they say. If you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere, right? And then, at the age of 33, an opportunity came in. I was able to merge my company with one of the fastest growing company in North America. And through partnership, my company was able to go from a one-woman show to over 44 locations worldwide and over 1,000 right now, 400 employees, right? And that was at the age of 36 years old. So I've been traveling the world since 2009. The reason for that is because my business from day one has been set up in a virtual way. So even though I was working in New York, Toronto, I could have worked anywhere in the world. I just chose to be in New York. I chose to be in Toronto. I chose to be in South Beach. I used to work in South Beach as well. I chose those locations. But from day one, my business was set up that I could work anywhere in the world. Okay, which is what I want to share with you guys right now, right? So from there, my company was in Forbes magazine, Inc. magazine. So, that was a great opportunity. Now, one thing about me is that if you read my story, you'll see that from the age of 16, I've been into personal development. I've studied, for Tony Robbins for over 20 years, Bob Proctor over 12 years, Barbara Bruno, over 20 years, Gary Vee, Darren Hardy, John Maxwell. So if you guys see my story, you'll see that personal development is something that I specialize in. I love to learn. I could do this for free. It's the best thing in the world. And as you see my story, you'll see that to where I came from, the only way for me to succeed was to get mentors. Okay. So this is me with Gary Vee. If you guys know Gary Vee, he's an entrepreneur, author, and speaker. This is Michael Beckwith. You might see him in the movie The Secret. And this is Miriam Williamson. She's a spiritual teacher. She's a 4-time New York bestselling author. And this is Mary Morrissey. She's great soul, world-renowned life coach, motivator, speaker, and the founder of Life Mastery Institute. And this is with Lowell Lengermeyer. Lowell Lengermeyer, she's a 5-time New York bestseller, and she makes millionaire. That's what she does for a living. And this is with Barbara Bruno. We were at the Owners Retreat. And Barbara Bruno has been a great component to my success in the recruiting and staffing industry. And this is when we were celebrating Bob Proctor. This is a picture taken from my iPhone. His 50 years anniversary at the Dale Carnegie in New York City. This is a private event, Business Mastery, where Jay Abrahams was speaking. So that's one of the coaches that I have. And this is the billionaire John Paul Minchell. And from him, I've learned the fact that if you're not sharing, it's failure, right? And this is taken from my iPhone with Tony Robbins. He's a gigantic man, by the way. And everybody knows him, right? He's the #1 world personal development in the world. And I've been coached by Tony for the past 20 years now. All right, so people may see all those things online about I'm traveling and pictures here and pictures there, but this is what people don't know. If somebody, would have told me that this is where things are right now, I never would have believed them. Okay, because what people don't know is that I come from a family where my dad was actually, military and a police actually in Haiti. And my mother was a missionary. In the back of her, it's actually a church. And, but her background is political background and artist. But when they came to Canada, it was very, very hard for them. I am first generation immigrant, right? So when they came to the country, what people don't know is that we had a rough way of life, right? My mother, my dad and my mom couldn't make it together. Right? Living in a different country was hard for them. So they've actually got divorced. And because of that, my mother had to raise 5 kids on her own. Actually, now we see 4, but my mother was pregnant of Sabrina, which is the last one, right? So, come on. I know many of you guys see one mother struggling, raising 1 kid. So imagine having 5 children to care for, right? And again, that was with the help of the community. The churches definitely helped in terms of, growing, but it was a very, very hard upbringing. This is where we used to sleep. This is called a shelter. This is where we used to sleep, right? We had homes, but there were some times in our life where we had to sleep in shelters, right? This is where we used to sleep. The YMCA, I believe in Ottawa, where we used to stay, they help people with lower income, women that were single, to have a home. So this was my home for many, many years. We had our ups and downs, but this was my home. And when we upgraded to that. And I know I'm laughing now, but I remember just creating this presentation. I had tears in my eyes because I don't revisit those moments a lot because I'm so busy, moving forward, that I don't take the time to really see, oh my God, this is where I come from. This is how I used to sleep, But again, one thing about growing up in a, I guess Caribbean home is that, well, for me anyways, because some of my sisters feel differently. But I felt blessed. I felt blessed because I had so much love, in the home. And it's not until I saw my friends that had more that I saw that, okay, there could be a problem as to the way that we're living, right? Because everybody had their own home and we had to go in shelter and we had to share with other people. That's when I realized, okay, then maybe there's something wrong. But I've always felt the love within the home, right? Even though it was very chaotic. We had a very chaotic, divorce and moving. So, but yeah, so this is what people don't know, right? So this is a picture of me when my mom tried to take me to a private school. That only lasted half of the year because she couldn't afford, I couldn't afford to finish school. That was in Montreal, Chilongueuil, Collège Français. I went to Collège Français for 1 year. And the shirt, it's funny that I found this picture, but I couldn't afford the uniform either. So while everybody was walking around with the uniform, I had this shirt, and that was my clothing, right? While my mother tried to give us a better life, being in Canada, right? So this is what people don't know. Why? Because I don't share this with anybody. I don't want to. It's not a great conversation to have. But then, you know what? It's not about me. It's not about me. And if I want to make changes in people's life, I don't want you guys to feel that, okay, this is all, okay, she's done it and she's read books, she has the money to invest in personal training. This is where I come from. This is where I come from. And that's why if you feel any way, I want you to see that this is not, this is how I was brought up, right? So if somebody had a crystal clear, if I went to the somebody that had a magic wand and tell me this is where, from where I am right now, which is Bali, and traveling from while I was right there at, the private school, can barely afford the uniform, to tell me that this is where my life was going to be, I would tell them, you know what, you're not making any sense, get out of my face. Like, how can you tell me that I would make over 7-figure, I could travel around the world, I would retire? You're not making any sense at all, okay? So, again, what did I do? So coming from this particular environment, what I did was, I went to school, while I was able to do so. When my mom couldn't afford private school, we went to public school. I got a job. And of course, the next step would be to get married, get a home with a white picket fence, and have children. This is what my parent advice was, right? So, and I did. I actually got a job at the government. I had a full benefit pension. I was making 40,000 at the age of 20 years old. That was pretty good for me. I went to Ryerson University. So I ended up moving to Toronto by myself with my boyfriend at the time. And I went back to school. I studied a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in entrepreneurship and minoring in HR. I did 2 years of university until I dropped off because I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And by the time that I was actually at university, I was actually got a promotion, and everything in school was actually outdated. So that's a different story. And yeah, relationship. I was in a stable relationship with a boyfriend. He was a lawyer. We're relating to marriage. So things were going good. We were together for about 5 years, So the next step was to, get married. And I actually gave back to the community. I was actually a board member and the head of sales and public relation for the Black Business and Professional Association. It's a BBPA. It's a community in Toronto, Ontario. So I did it all. I did what my parents wanted me to do. And at that time, at 20 years old, I was supposed to have succeeded. This is what you come to Canada for, is to get a job, be in a relationship leading to marriage, and give back to the community, right? So if somebody, again, would have told me at that time that I would be the CEO of DNA Staffing Corporation, the co-founder of the recruiting and staffing world, the co-founder of the Millionaire Recruiter Club, and that I would own a virtual assistant outsource company and a social media marketing agency, that I would be a real estate investor buying land and buying property everywhere I go and travel around the world, that I would be able to be a speaker and an author. Again, coming from where I came from, I would tell them, you're not making any sense. Because none of this makes sense. None of it makes sense, right? If you saw my background, none of this makes sense, right? So now, what I want to ask you is, how do you feel? I know that I've shared my background with you. Do you feel like where you are right now, it doesn't make any sense? If that's the case, click on the link below, type below, yes. Type below, yes, I understand what you mean. Okay, yeah? Yeah, so, but you know what? What I've learned is that we all have a DNA success blueprint that we can create. Because most people walk around anywhere and they're like, oh yeah, I'll make it, but they don't have a blueprint. They don't know where they're going, right? And as one of my mentor would say, Tony Robbins, the road to someday leads to a town of nowhere. All right. So this is me now, from a shelter. You've seen where I've slept. You've seen how we grew up to having a $3 million contract with the government of Canada, to being on Wall Street, to being on Inc. 500, magazine. This is a picture of me working in the middle of on Saturday night. And I had to remind myself why I was working so hard. So I took a picture just to remind myself, right? So again, this is what I wanted to share with you guys, because by being able to create a program that's going to allow you to make passive income, you're going to do the following. You're going to have an amazing presentation. And this is the benefit of presentation. People, if somebody is going to your presentation, whether it's an evergreen campaign, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a sell letter, whether it's that's running on pilot, whether it's a live event, most people will refund less. They will buy it at a higher price. They will buy more often. They will be more responsive to email, links, and your call to action. And they are more serious customers, right? So let me share with you guys the secrets to making passive income while traveling the world, okay? Number one secret is speaking, okay? So by becoming a speaker, it's the highest paying career in the world. Who else makes $5,000 to $3.2 million in 90 minutes? Again, this record was just broken. And again, as you wait for the end of the presentation, I will send you the link on how to find out step by step on how to make $3.2 million within 90 minutes. Okay? So, number one secret is speaking. Number two secret is presentation cloning. So how anyone can be a world-class speaker or presenter if you have no experience or zero talent. Number three secret is selling without selling. How to get your audience to ethically hand you their credit card every time they watch your presentation. And this works for webinars, sales letters, online or offline product. Okay? So now, the secret number one, speaking secret, why speaking is the highest paying in the career in the world, because it makes over $5,000 to $3.2 million in 90 minutes or a $1 million launch. Let's look at two examples. The first one is Mr. himself, Tony Robbins. Now, one of the things that really I wasn't sure, because I'm like, why is Tony traveling so much? I know that Tony is a very smart man. Why is he exchanging his time for money? And then, of course, through mentoring, because I have very private mentor and coaches, they've told me the secret, which is what I will share with you. The secret is not about going around and being, traveling the world. And there's two ways of making money, right? One of them is as a presenter, right? So you go as a presenter and you make, somebody pays you $10,000, $20,000 to do a 90-minute presentation and then you leave. The other technique is what this guy is doing, right? And is what this guy is doing, which is Mr. Richard Branson. Richard Branson broke the record. Sorry, he made 3.2, but now I guess they rounded it to 3 million in 90 minutes. You want to know what they're doing? They have a product that is creating passive income online. But what they're doing is that they are creating events to talk to people about their product. And because they are live, people are seeing them face to face. People invested to go to a live event. People invested to sit through the 90-minute presentation. What do you think takes place? People, first of all, automatically see them as an authority, right? So, guys, if you want to see yourself living in abundance, you will attract it. It always works. It works with every time, with every person. So you can do it too. Okay? Now, there are various formats of being a presenter. You could do so in sales letters, in sales videos that creates a 24/7 employee. You could do it through webinars, through live events, or media. When I say media, I don't mean just media. I mean whether it's social media, just a media platform, right? So what I want to do is to take my information and pass it over to you. This is me in Singapore, like literally not too long ago, because I am a continuous learner. And it doesn't matter what kind of training it is. For the past 16 years till now, so we're talking over 20 years, I've been learning from these individuals, right? And I have my own private mastermind, my own private mentor. And my goal is to pass on that information, that knowledge to you, so that you can too break the record, okay? Now, as you know, there are a few types of ways to make money. Employee, right? And that's from Robert Kiyosaki, which is you have a job. And then the next step automatically is to become self-employed, right? And being self-employed, it's not that, the only difference is that from a tax perspective, you may have some benefits, but you still own a job. But what you want to do, as Robert Kiyosaki teaches, that you want to get to the right side of the cardinal, which is you want to become a business owner, right? You want to leverage yourself by creating a system that works for you 24/7. And then once you get there, then you become an investor, which is money working for you, right? So what is the secret is to becoming a speaker is that your value is 10 times higher, right? So now let me go back here, because as a speaker, people automatically see you as an authority, right? They came, they sat down, they spent money on you, they automatically see you as an authority, right? So it only makes sense that they buy from you, right? It's like, okay, this person knows because you've done your presentation and they know what you have to offer, right? So basically, by being a speaker, you are able to create an audience. an audience that is that's not only singers and authority, but that will go in and give you their credit card ethically. Now, let me share a story with you, because I know that you guys see some of my pictures online, but I want to share with you guys that before 2013, you won't see any pictures of me online, like at all, right? And I've never really told anybody that unless you're part of my circle and mastermind. And the reason why is because I made money hiding behind the computer. I thought because I was black, yes, I am black, or brown, or African, Canadian, whatever you want to call me, I thought that this will affect my money situation, right? I thought, and you know why? Is because I've actually worked with clients that, they didn't want to work with people of African American, African Canadian descent. They didn't want to work with black people, and they made it very clear. And you know what? I was on those phone calls. I heard those stories, and they didn't know who they were talking to, right? And so because of that, I was scared. Again, I was 20 years old, right? 20, 21. I was scared. I'm like, I want to make money, and I hide behind my computer. They had no idea who they were sending the checks to, but they had their result, right? And that's all that really mattered, right? So what I want to share with you guys is to dare to be different. What happened to me is that somebody spoke to me, and one of my mentor, and told me, like, you're a beautiful woman, you're smart, you bring result. How come there is absolutely no pictures of you online? And I told them, listen, people are racist. I'm sorry, it's true. I've counted many racism from childhood. My first day at daycare, when I was 5 years old, I had a lineup of people spitting on my face, calling me the N-word. This is my first entrance to welcome to Canada, the N-word. I would walk down the street, people would throw stuff at me, call me the N-word, go back to your country. I don't talk about this often because I don't see myself as a victim, right? And I don't want to use that as an excuse. But yes, it affected me in business. I felt that I had to hide because people do not want to deal with black people. And that was the case, right? So it's not until one of my mentors, which was actually Jewish, told me, why are you hiding? And I told him my story. And he says, you know what, actually, growing up, I actually also had people made fun of me, being anti-Semitic comments. But you know what? If the people that you're working with feel this way, you don't want to work with them anyways, right? So don't bother. Show your face, be who you are, and the people that are going to work with you are going to work with you because of you and the result that you bring them. That's all I needed to hear. Ever since then, I've been going out, showing my pictures very comfortably. I'm very comfortable with myself. I don't have to wear suits all the time. Whatever I feel like taking pictures, I will do so. Whichever clothing I feel comfortable with. Because what? My confidence level got 10 times higher. And guess what? I've lost clients, a lot. But I've also gained long-term loyal clients that want to work with me and pay me a very high fee for my integrity and for bringing them result, right? So if you feel this way, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because if you feel this way, if you feel different, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. A lot of people has been through it, and if you feel this way, type below. I understand. Now, I want to share with you guys the opportunity for being different. And what I've done ever since, I've been studying people that were different. I'm like, okay, I'm different. And when I say I'm different, I just mean I'm unique. I'm not what the majority of people, I guess, see. And again, Now I don't believe that at all. Right? But I've looked at other immigrants because that's what I was. That's who I am. I'm an immigrant, and I'm a proud immigrant. I'm proud to be different. Everywhere I go, I'm probably the only African African woman wherever to the places that I go, and I don't care anymore. I don't even look at color anymore. And I know it sounds okay. Whoa, 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 relax, but it's true. Ask my sisters. They would say, "How come we take pictures? Everybody around you. I don't see any black people." I'm like, I don't look at that. I look at the information. I look at the value. I look at the growth. And look who's different. Andrew Carnegie. Did you guys know that he was Scottish? He came in as an immigrant from Scotland and went to America. And if you guys don't know who Andrew Carnegie is, he's the mentor of Napoleon Hill, of the book Think and Grow Rich, that made difference in many people's life. Dare to be different. If you're African American, we got billionaires now, right? So we got Robert Smith, which is the founder of Vista Equity Partner. His net worth is $4.4 billion, right? Be proud to be different. Be proud to be different. This is Folurunso Alakija. She's a Nigerian billionaire businesswoman. She's in fashion, oil, and printing industry. Her net worth is $1.7 billion. Be proud to be different. And this is what really did it for me. Now, remember when I told you that I work for Apple One? This is the founder. Her and her husband are the founder of Apple One and Act One. So how did you think I felt when someone that looks like me, worked in the same industry as me, recruiting and staffing, made $1 billion? Don't you think that I thought that it was possible? And again, she started off with a loan of $1,500. That's how she started her business. And now she runs a $1 billion company in the exact same industry as me. And guess what? She's the same color as me. So don't you think that I said it's possible now? Right? So type below if you feel that it's possible. Right? It's possible. Type below, it's possible. If they can do it, I can do it. Right? It's possible. All right. So why is speaking the highest paying career in the world? And who else makes $5,000 to $3.2 million in 90 minutes presentation or 1 million launch? Again, you're seen as an expert. It's the only logical choice for people to go in and buy. They see you as the go-to person because you're presenting your online or your live or your video, right? And the way that you're presenting yourself, it's the only logical choices, So, and they see you in a position of power, to come to, instead of you going to them. All right. So now, presentation cloning. Now, how many of you feel that, there's no way I could be on stage? It's not something that I want to do. I'm very shy. How many of you feel that I need to have special skills and everything else? Now, I'm here to tell you that in speaking, you don't need to have born skills you don't need any of this. You don't even need any talent. What you need to do is to emulate what other people are doing. Okay? That's all you need to do. There's a step-by-step blueprint. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Okay? So if you feel like presentation cloning is not for you, at the beginning, all you've got to do is rehearse a script and sit in front of the audience, and that's it. That's presentation cloning. Okay? Now, in terms of being able to, these are the essentials of being able to creating, to becoming a great presenter. Okay? And also I wanted to go back to this. I wanted to make you guys know that practice makes, if I tell you practice makes, what would you type below? What did people tell you about practice makes, what's the dot dot dot, right? Now, some of you guys would say practice makes perfect. And that's not true. Perfection is what keeps you stuck. I've seen many people want to do things so perfectly that it's 10 years later and they haven't done anything at all, right? I've seen the most illiterate people make a lot of money. I've worked with illiterate people one time, and I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I can't believe this. She barely speaks English, right? And she's making all this money. Why? Because she models successful people. She models a mentor actually that told her step by step on what to do. Okay, so practice makes things, write this down, guys, permanent. Okay, once you practice, it becomes part of you, right? And this is proven as a successful formula to help you create and double yourself. The more you practice, the more it becomes permanent. And that's one of the best secrets that most people don't tell you. Okay? Now, how many of you want to learn the secrets on how to double yourself? Type on the chat below. Yes? Great. I love the energy. With your energies, it's definitely empowering me to continue to give you great representation. So thank you for being there. All right. So the essential number one is engagement, right? So the first one is to create a bold promise. What's in it for them? Okay. Now, why is that? Because the first 10 minutes of your webinar or your sales video or your offline or online presentation is, what's in it for me, and this is the first 10 minutes. This is where, as a speaker, you become most nervous. And this is where, as an audience, they are the most skeptical. So if you get your first 10 minutes right, you will be fine for the rest of your presentation. Okay? So what is the direct result that they will get from you, right? So the other secret as well is why should they listen to you, right? So once you make the bold promise, and again, if you go back to what I did, right? So let me go back. So you go back to what I did. So I made a bold promise that I will double your sales, right? And I told you guys I will double yourself. That is my bold promise. And I've also made a bold promise that I will share with you from the person itself how to make 3.2 million in 90 minutes. I will give you direct access to be able to find that information. That was my bold promise to you, right? So this is engagement number two. Now, number two, essential, is why should I listen to you? Now most people talk about their successes in the audience, so basically you want to talk to your audience as to what they want to achieve, right? Because it's true, why should you listen to me? Some of you may have that thought before you came in, as you were going to the webinar, who is Ruth, right? So I had to share my background. I had to share my result with you guys from where I came from to where I am today, right? And again, you guys could easily Google and see that, I am retired and I'm, traveling all around the world, and this is my life. So again, the only thing that I can teach is what I've done and who I am, right? So if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to find someone that's already done it. You need a mentor, you need a coach. That's just, common sense, right? So why should you listen to me is because, or listen to anybody, is because they are able to share with you their success that you want to achieve, right? Now, number three is essential is a struggle. Now, a lot of people skip that step, and I was doing this for a very long time. And it's right now that people are listening to my story because I am now coming out. I've been doing this actually for a very long time because one of my mentor at the age of 20 or sorry 16 shared with me that in order for you to be successful, you've got to help other people, right? So it's, somebody's teaching you, like my mentor would teach me, and my goal was to teach others right away. From day one, I've always done this, right? So, but I've always shared my story to people that were in part of my mastermind, or people that I was coaching. But I've never did it publicly and openly because, it's not like I was ashamed. I just didn't want to relive those moments, right? I just finished writing a book. It's coming out in January. And it took me a long time because when I was writing this book and going through my struggle and writing about my struggle, I was crying most of the time, and I stopped. I'm like, I need therapy. Forget writing a book. I need therapy. And I did. I worked through those obstacles, right? But vulnerability is power, and we have to embrace it. And this is the most powerful tool in any presentation, and look at my one, and not just that, but you'll start seeing other people that have done the same thing, right? Like, let's say Janice, she started from a $1,500 loan to $1 billion. Tony Robbins used to be a janitor. I know most people don't know this, but he used to be a janitor, and now he's the #1 personal development in the world, right? So why do you think I like those people? It's because they came from where I come from, right? I would not be able to learn from someone that came from money and that always had money. They won't relate to me, right? And if you're hiding the fact that you were poor, then how can I relate to you? If you told me you started from scratch and now you may not, okay, if he did it or she did it, I can do it. But if you position yourself so high up, no one can relate to you, right? So struggle is key, okay? Vulnerability is powerful, okay? And most people feel embarrassed to share that, okay? But vulnerability is the most powerful moment in any presentation, When you share with your audience your struggle, that it was not always like this, you share that people, I've screwed up just like you. Why? Because I am a human being, just like you. Okay? So when you share only your success, you're creating doubts in people's mind. People are saying, okay, this person is perfect, and they're able to do it, but I can't do what they're doing. So now the other concept to, by the way, tap on the chat below if you could relate to what I'm sharing with you, and as you're doing your presentation, that from now on you will be open about your vulnerability. Type on the chat below, just say yes, I understand the power of vulnerability. Great. Wow. I love the response. Great. Thank you, guys. Yes, vulnerability. Yeah, the vulnerability. Yeah, powerful. Yeah, great. Thank you, guys. Okay. Now, so the next thing is the essential number 2 is storytelling, right? So the first concept is that facts tells, story sells. Okay. So now, in terms of facts, if you're going to talk about facts in your presentation, you're going to sound like a university professor or a high school teacher or a college professor. There's nothing wrong with presenting facts, but what happened throughout your university? We're basically memorizing, and guess what? We don't remember the information, So the goal is, how can you change your facts into stories, So like, even for my presentation, you could see that I could tell with you guys, okay, I know how to double yourself by doing this, that, and that, but that's not what I said. I shared my stories from my struggle as to where I came from, as to how I was able to, double, triple, make over, millions of dollars, right? So by sharing the full story with you guys, right? So that's much different than to say, this is how you double your sell. By doing step number one, this is what you do. Step number two, so it's very, very, very different. Okay? So, and remember that I went through my story. I shared the story about my parents. I showed you pictures of my parents, coming from Haiti, moving to Canada. I showed you the shelters that we lived in. I shared with you the YMCA, which was my home for a year or two. I can't remember, right? I shared with you the pictures of my mother with our sisters, back in the days. So these are memorable stories, So facts tells, story sells. So it's very crucial to show that, I could easily have told you guys as well that, hard work is crucial way to make money. And by doing hard work, you'll be able to, to make a lot of money and double your sales. Or again, I could share with you that working smart is better. By having coach and mentor is better, right? So again, facts tells, story sells. All right. Now, type below on the chat below if you understand the power of story. Okay, perfect, great. Thank you. Yes, that's right. It's true. Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing. All right, I'm very excited. You guys are excited, so thank you for being here. All right, so now the concept number two of storytelling is a breakthrough bridge, meaning no technical jargon. Now many people are killing themselves by thinking that they're smart. And don't get me wrong, being smart is great, but if you are working in a particular niche, let's say healthcare or real estate or cryptocurrency, right? Or recruiting or consulting or coaches, and you have a particular language within your own industry, then it only works within your industry. Let me give you guys an example. I could easily say, as let's say in the healthcare industry, and I know some of you guys are fitness trainer and that sort of things, and you could say something such as, all right, so if you want to, now they have this thing called the ketogenic diet, right? And don't get me wrong, some people knows what it is, some people don't know what it is, right? And if you start talking about the body mass, which some people know, some people don't know, right? Then you're losing your audience, because some of them would have to pick up their phone and actually Google, what is a ketogenic? I heard about it. Something to do with the fats and the protein and carbs. So you've already lost your audience. But if you say something such as, did you know that by eating fat, you're able to lose weight? Because, by being able to eat fat, you're able to burn fat quickly. Let me show you how, right? And then you go through this example, right? Versus and completely removing the word ketogenic diet. They will hear that from you later on, but right now the whole purpose is to, who knows a KISS? KISS. Keep it simple. S. I usually say stupid, but I won't say that, but keep it simple. Okay? Keep it simple. All right. So now, the next thing is analogy, right? So it would be something such as, think of it as, example, in my industry, we see things as contingency. In order for us to make passive income, we have temporary / contingency. Some people know what contingency is, some people don't. So the way that I would create an analogy, I would say, all right, you could easily make passive income and double your sell by creating a system, by creating a contingency form of business. Some people may have known this, some people may not understand what I'm talking about. So the way that I would say this is, in order to make passive income, look at it as the McDonald's system. Do you know how McDonald's has a system that could be duplicated anywhere around the world, and you make money over and over and over and over again? Contingency is the same way, or passive income in the recruiting industry is the same way. Because when we place one person on a assignment that's temporary, we're able to make passive income over and over and over again by only creating one transaction, right? And so think of it, and I would say think of it as the McDonald's model, right? Or think of it as the insurance model. When you're meeting an insurance broker and you sign up for your insurance, you only have to meet with them once. And in your premium, they're making money over and over and over and over again. They're building a passive income wealth, right? So same thing for the recruiting industry, right? We call it contingency, right? So think of it as versus the actual word makes it so much easier for people to understand what you're talking about as you're telling your story. Okay, hope that makes sense. If you guys are understanding below, type on the chat below. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand the analogy concept. Perfect. And I will no longer use big words. Perfect. Awesome. Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, perfect. I'm glad that this is a great value to you guys. Perfect. All right. Now, the next step is close. Now, a lot of people say this again. There's two ways of making money, right? One of them is that you go in as a speaker and you get paid for the 30, 60, 90 minutes presentation and you go home. And the other money making is by having a program, okay, evergreen program, and when you're doing a live presentation, you're selling that program. That's where the money is. That's how they're able to make 3.2 million in 90 minutes. Okay. Now, a lot of people would say, and again, you could easily make, 20,000 minimum in a weekend. Easy, right? And you could charge for that. But people ask, oh my God, it's so much money, and a lot of people are uncomfortable with money, because not many people have a relationship with money, a good relationship with money, So to be able to even talk about money, it's something that a lot of us had to, be trained to be comfortable with, right? But what people don't understand is that it's not about the cost. It's about the value. So your goal is not to talk about the cost. It's about showing them the value of what you're selling so that the cost is no longer an issue, right? So how many of you want to learn how to be able to close without being sleazy, without being manipulative? Tap on the chat below and say, yes, I want to learn. Oh, yes, just yes. Great. Awesome. Perfect. And guys, you could do this by being very, very, truthful and honest. Okay? Perfect. Great. Thank you. Great. I love the energy, guys. Thank you. Great. All right. So now your goal is to shift your audience from cost to value. That's your goal, okay? And I know the audience will think, oh my God, as you're doing your presentation, how much will it cost me? And that will hold them back, But as a presenter, marketer, your goal is to shift that energy, okay? And and ask them, how much more time, how much is the value of your time, And example could be, the value that you're presenting itself, how much would it cost them if they don't buy it right here, right now? right? Which is coming up to the next presentation. So here, why now the urgency and scarcity? So let me explain to you guys leading up to the one before. So basically, you would say, let's say you're selling something, and usually you have a target audience, right? And your target audience are usually here and they came to see you, or they opt in to your webinar or to your website for your sales letter because of something very specific that they are looking to solve, right? So at the end of the day, you have to ask the audience, what would be the the urgency to buy now? Because if they don't buy it, what will happen to their business? And you made a bold promise to double the sale. So if they want to double the sale, you're showing them a step-by-step program that will be able to help them to do so, right? So make sure that when you do your presentation, not only are you showing them the value, but also let them know that, you know what? We're all creatures of habit. We're all creatures of habit, which is going out to the next one. And if you don't buy now, what will happen? You will go back to do the same thing and you will have the same result, right? Which is what Albert Einstein was saying. Type yes if you agree that if you're doing the same thing, expecting different result, it is the definition of insanity, right? Type yes if you agree, right? So the only way for your audience to make a change is by doing something differently to have a different result, right? Right. And your presentation, the way that it would be set up, will be in a way that it is responding to your audience. All right. So guys, we're just getting to the gritty of things. We're going to get closer as to what the presentation should be about. Okay. All right. Now, presentation cloning. Secret number 2, how anyone can be a world-class speaker or presenter, and even if you don't have any experience, right? So now we're going to discuss the secret number 3, which is selling without selling. How to get your audience to ethically hand you their credit card every time they watch your presentation. This works for sales, letter, webinar, online, or offline product. Okay? So now, how many of you would like to learn this? Type yes on the link below, on the chat below. Great, beautiful, great. I absolutely love your energy, guys. Thank you. All right. So now I would like for you guys to learn certain things, and one of the things is that this is going to be the big major takeaway. So pay very close attention. Okay? Now, I've got mentors, right? And I've seen the worst, which is called the walk of shame. Okay? And let me tell you what the walk of shame is, okay? Because you don't want to learn the hard way. There's a huge myth that says, just give them great content and they will be able to make an informed decision to buy. Guys, I sat down and I've seen, because I go to presentations all the time, and I've seen people just giving their heart and soul to the audience. And they feel so good about giving them all of the contents because they probably were exactly where you are. This person did the presentation. I could do 10 times better. So you go around and you do your own presentation and you're like, oh, it's so much stuff, and you feel good about all the information, all the value you're going to give to your, to your customers and to your audience. And then you know what happened? People that do presentation this way, we have what is called the walk of shame. Okay? So what happened is that they finish their presentation. I don't mean to laugh. If I'm laughing, it's because it's so embarrassing that it's either you cry or you laugh out of embarrassment, you know? And basically what it is that they give them so much content, and at the end they say, and you know, for the first 50 people that are going to the, you know, to the back room to make the purchase right now, right? I will give you, you know, $1,000 discount, you know? And then I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's funny out of embarrassment, out of nervousness, okay? And then you see the entire room not moving. And they're sitting here watching you. And you say, the first 50 people to go in the back, you know, and make the purchase right here, right now, right? And you see all the staff waiting, standing up, waiting for people to come to the table. And no one's there. No one is going there. And then, as a presenter on stage, where everyone is looking at you, you have to go down the sorry, I'm laughing. You have to walk down the stairs of the stage and walk in the back of the stage, like in the back of the room, you know, where the tables are, where no one came to buy your offer, and your staff looking at you like, what the hell? I hope we're getting paid. Sorry, I'm laughing because I've seen it so many times. And guys, anybody that tells you just give them great content, they will buy and make an informed decision, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. It's not true. And you know what? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. I've seen it way too many times. And honestly, and I laugh because I want to cry. Right? So that's one of the things that I do actually. When I laugh, it doesn't mean that I'm laughing at you. It just means I'm crying with you, but I just laugh because I don't know what else to do. You know, it's either I cry and I cry with you, or I just laugh because this is the most embarrassing thing ever. And I do not wish this on any of you guys to go through. Okay? So, guys, just remember that. Okay? Your goal, guys, your goal is to be able to provide a presentation in the following order. Okay? So, in 90 minutes, you only talk about 3 things. And people are, you know, some of you guys might say, what are you talking about? Only 3 things in 90 minutes? Yes. Okay. Now, again, type below if you want to learn how to sell without selling and without being pushy, without being manipulative. Yeah? Type yes below. Perfect. All right. Great. Yes. You do not want to walk the walk of shame. Yes. Yes. Now, in order for you to do so, your goal in 90 minutes, it's not to change people's lives, because you can't. You only have 90 minutes. You could empower people, you could inspire people, but you cannot change anybody's life in 90 minutes. Your only goal is to give them 3 points. And this is your moral obligation. Your moral obligation is that if they are willing to make changes in their life, is to sign up. Is to sign up with you so that you could actually change their lives with the program that you're selling. Okay? So this is your 90 minutes consists of changing their lives after the presentation through your program that is creating massive passive income. You guys understand now the process, right? So your goal is to create massive benefit, during your, from the three things that you're providing by empowering, by inspiring. But you cannot change your life in 90 minutes. You could only change your life, the life of people with your product, which is after the 90-minute presentation. That's why they have to sign up with you if you want to make a difference in their life. Okay? So I hope this is clear. Type yes if you understand what I'm talking about. Great. Awesome. Perfect. All right. And I know this may seem like an eye opener, but this is a secret, guys. This is a secret because I do not want you guys to go through the walk of shame. Okay? All right. Now, how do you do this? How do you do the three component that you're going to talk about? So this is what you do. The step one is to list all the objections. Why? Example, so let's say you're in fitness because everybody wants to lose weight, so you could lose weight and have a six-pack, right? So now you could say, what's the objection? I just don't have the time. I love my rice. I love my carbs. I love my sweet. I love my ice cream. These are all the objections, right? So now, again, this is not teaching. You're not teaching for the sake of teaching, okay? Because that's not how you make your money, right? So by listing the objection, your presentation will be about responding to these objections, okay? So let me give you guys an example. Now, if, somebody says, I want to have a six-pack, but I love my carbs. So as you listen to the presentation and they're saying, if you want to have a six-pack, you cut off your carbs, right? You don't eat any sweet, which is basic information, but you go through all of that. People are taking notes and automatically they're thinking, I love my carbs. I really love my carbs. I love my pizza. Anybody in New York pizza, I want to eat it, Well, I just don't have the time. I'm a very busy professional. I just don't have the time. I'm a busy entrepreneur. I don't have time, right? So or I'm too old, I'm too young, whatever, right? So what you're going to do is that you're going to turn all objections into reaching points. Example, I just don't have the time to work out, right? So the first point in your speaking would be the most effective workout that you can do in 30 minutes by, I'm just talking out loud right now. So the most effective workout anyone can do within 30 minutes that is practiced by top athlete. Okay, so what happens right away? Okay, so time was an issue. So it's only 30 minutes, so that's good. I'm not talking about removing carbs or anything of that sort, right? And it's been done by top athletes. So if top athlete is doing it, then, it's obviously working because they have the formula, right? And yeah, so the issue of time and the issue of being able to get you the result that you want is already covered, right? So this is how you turn all objections into reaching point. And that could work for any industry, right? So again, you're going to say in another industry could be, creating a product or building a business. I just don't have the time, So one of the reaching points would be, I can show you how to launch your business within 30 days by those step-by-step blueprint, right? So you could, spend 1 year trying to figure it out and reinvent the wheel. So follow the step-by-step, blueprint within 30 days. You'll be able to have a product ready to be launched online within 30 days. Okay, this is a bold promise, and this would be one of your points that you would be speaking on your presentation. Okay, so now the next point is, again, don't teach for the sake of teaching. Okay, this is what amateurs do. They talk and they love to hear themselves talk, and they're not making any money. That's the case for most teachers, right? Like, not teachers. They're teaching, old school stuff, and that's irrelevant, in today's, fast and growing society. You're just teaching, you're not making any money. And it's very easy. Now that you guys are listening to this, the next presentation, you're going to see people that are making money, people that are not making money, because these are just very easy point when you're a presenter, when you go to many different events, to see who's making money and who's not making money. Okay? So don't stick for the sake of teaching. Make sure that when you're doing this, that you understand that your entire goal, those 3 points, is to cover 3 objections that people are receptive of, and you answer the question, you address the questions or the objection during your presentation, and your products help them to change their life. Your products help them to take their life to the next level. Okay? So again, if you want to learn to sell, by the way, how many of you guys think this is a very good information? Type yes below. All right. So the secret to selling without selling, and how to get your audience to ethically hand you their credit card every time they watch your presentation. And again, that works for sales, letter, webinar, online or offline product. Okay. All right. So guys, so as you guys see in my story, this is me maybe about a year ago. I was in Ubud, and I was just, having fun. I'm a lifestyle model, by the way. So I do modeling, pictures, for the fun of it. Actually, also, I'm trying to, learn how to sing. And during that time, so this is one of my modeling lifestyle pictures that I've taken. And those pictures actually are in, if you go to Shutterstock, my pictures are there, so anybody could buy. So I make money from my business, from my modeling. So big agency, marketing agency actually buy the pictures. I don't think, by the way, everything that I do, I make money from. So if you see me taking pictures or whatever, there's always something behind it. My social media, I don't do social media to post my lifestyle. I couldn't care less, by the way, about showing. I'm only doing so to help others. And people want to buy from people that have already achieved result, right? And unless you guys are seeing with your own eyes, you're going to be like, what the hell is this girl doing or talking about? But I'm showing you guys. I'm doing sunset every day. This is my life. And, this is what I do. So even my modeling career that I do, big agency are making money from all those pictures. So you could walk anywhere around the world and see big pictures and billboard of my pictures. All right, so that's just another thing that I do. So so how do I went from not even zero, -0? Zero, at least, -0 is, being from the shelter, from a shelter and government housing. And guys, I know people say, oh, immigrants are coming into our country and taking government. I don't look at it as a bad way, as long as you make something out of yourself. If at the beginning you need help, like my parents did, then as long as, if your parent comes to a country to make it better for you, don't disappoint them. Don't disappoint you. Make something out of yourself. It doesn't matter where you come from. I didn't come from zero. I came from -0. Yes, I have my parents are from political background. They didn't give us money. It's great for them, but they didn't give us money. And you know what? I'm very happy and proud, because if they did, I would not be where I am. I would not be relentless the way that I am. I would not be able to make it anywhere in the world. Drop me anywhere in the world, Sahara Desert, I will make money. I will find a way to make money. Okay, and that's what I was able to be instilled in by being broke. By being broke, it made me strong. By being broke, it made me unstoppable. By being broke, it allowed me to create my own DNA of success. Right? I don't believe that, you're born rich. No, you make your richness. You may create your own DNA. And I believe in that. Why? Because I am a living proof, So I make passive income online. I have my private, mentoring. And so now I'm an investor. I have real estate property. I have land, entrepreneur and author and speaker. So this is what I do, right? So now in terms to, if you're going to make any changes in your life, you've got to think differently. And if you're going to change your life, you actually have to change your life. Who's with me and saying that this is a very simple thing to understand? Okay, I'm going to repeat. If you want to change your life, you actually have to change your life. Type on the thing below if you agree that this is common sense. Right? And exactly, if you want to change your life, you got to change your life. Okay. And who agrees that you have to think differently, right? Than your peers, than your current circle. You know, if you want to change your annual income to your monthly income, if you want to make massive passive income, you got to think differently, and you have to actually take action and to change your life, right? So now not only are we going to provide you with a program that's going to help you to create massive passive income to be able to travel the world, you will know down to the dollar and day how your business and marketing effort performs. Okay? Now, this is called the 3L formula because there is a code and you have to be able to crack the code. First, you need to be able to lead. You need to be a leader. And again, I'm a certified leader from John Maxwell. So I'm a certified leader. And leaders are not born. The same way that you could learn how to sell, you could learn how to do presentation, you could learn how to be a leader as well. Okay? And the leader has what? A clear vision. Type yes if you agree. You need to have a clear vision. That's number one in anything in life. Even health. If you want to lose weight, you got to be very specific. I want to lose this amount of weight. Clear vision. Or else what? Right? The road to someday leads to a town called nowhere, right? That's for Tony Robbins, right? If you want a good relationship, you have to know exactly what you want. A good and happy relationship or a miserable one. The choice is yours, but there is a choice, right? If you want a successful business, you have the choice. Do I want to be a slave? And by the way, guys, even though you have your own business, and you're not leveraging yourself, you're still a slave, you know? And if you have a business, you're the only person, you own a job. You're not making money. You're not getting tax bracket, tax benefit. You're not getting any of it, right? So guys, you got to be able to be smart. You could work hard, learn the hard way, do everything by yourself, or you could work smart. Leveraging yourself, leveraging people that have already done it, and all you've got to do is take step by step. That's it. All right? And you got to be able to launch your business. So again, you've seen the benefits of being a speaker, right? So as you're creating your business, or you already have a business, the next step is to create speaking engagement and to have people running in the back room to buy your product. That's how the 3.2 million record in 90 minutes was able to be done so. It's not through his speaking. It's by being able to sell his product within the 90 minutes and have people run in the back of the room. That's how you make 3.2. It wasn't by speaking. Okay? And again, you'll get the link to see exactly how he was able to get it done. Okay? Now, in order for you to be able to crack the code, you need to have a good combination. Okay? You need to have the right system to generate this result, right? You could do it the hard way, guys. In a combination, in order for you to be able to unlock your locker in the locker room, in the gym, or wherever, in order for you to have the 3 different password, how many combination is there? There's over 10,000, right? And this is how most people run their business. They're trying to figure it out the hard way. And guys, if you know anything about my past, you'll see the only way I was able to create success is by learning from mentor and coaches, period. There's no way from being in a shelter that I would be able to learn all this by myself. There's absolutely no way. None. None, none, none. None. Okay, let's make that very clear. So, in order to have a great combination to lock the keys, you need to be able to have the right combination. So it's easy, fast, do step, no, turn to the right, you have one code, turn to the left, another code, turn to, and that's number 3, and you have the perfect massive passive income. Okay, now we're looking for very few people for the step-by-step blueprint. So this is what you're gonna get for a limited time offer. You're gonna get the 3L Formula Masterclass. So now, whether the business that you want to do, whether it's a sales letter, it's a webinar, it's offline or online, I will provide you with the step-by-step masterclass on how to create it, right? So whether you're an author, you're an internet marketer, you're an entrepreneur, you provide, you're a speaker, you're a network marketer, whether you're a coach, this is for anyone who wants or has a business and wants to scale it up. So it's for any business. So it doesn't matter which business you're in or which business you want to get in. Guys, it's easy. If I could do it, you could do it. Okay? So that's the value of $2,997. All right? Now, the next thing that we offer for a limited time offer, it's $1 million deconstructed presentation. What does it mean? Is that when you're going to go on stage or you're doing a presentation, as we said, you're not going to go there and give them your entire life journey. That's not the goal. The goal is to provide 3 different points. And guess what? We have a presentation. And we're gonna deconstruct the $1 million presentation and give it to you. So the slides that we have, we're gonna give it to you. So instead of putting this picture, you're gonna put your picture in it instead of putting that word, and it's gonna be step by step so that you don't have to think. You don't have to think. The only thinking that you need to do is to take your slide and put it over there. That's the only thing you need to do. And that's a value of $4,997. All right. And then you're going to have the 100K coaching, which is a step-by-step coaching program. And it'll show you exactly how to create your product from scratch to having it online through a membership website, and have members going in, buying your product 24 hours, 7 days a week. And again, now if you guys know about webinar or being able to create a product online, the difference is that you have an employee. Once you are able to create a product online and create a presentation, so the presentation that you're going to do is your employee. Okay, now the only difference with this employee is that they don't call in sick, they don't ask for benefit, they don't go on a small break, they are your employee 24 hours, 7 days a week, working for you. Okay, that is the power of having a presentation. Okay, and this particular presentation will direct your audience to a program and membership program that will generate income while you're sleeping. And whatever you want to do afterward, it's up to you. Travel the world, but we've done it many times and you can do it too. And the value of that is $3,997. All right. So again, what you'll get for limited time offer, because again, I don't do this like at all in terms of presenting it to the public. It's very, very close, close knit. I have very high confidential mentor, that are teaching me step by step. And my goal is to transfer all of this to you. All right. So the value of the 3L Formula Masterclass is $2,997. The $1 million deconstruction presentation. This is what it's going to help you not walk through the walk of shame and having instead of having a bunch of people running in the back and buying your product. That's the value is 4,997. And again, we have the 100,000 coaching, which is online step-by-step program that's going to show you how to create your product from day one and get it into a membership. And that's the value of 3,997. So the total value is 11,991, right? But we got some bonus for you, all right? So we're also going to give you a roadmap, cheat sheet, and swipe file. And basically what it is that these are things that you could easily upload to your presentation, right? So you don't even have to think. We have the roadmap, the cheat sheet, the step-by-step on how to do it, and we'll be able to send that over to you. The value of that's a bonus. And you get that's a $497. So again, you get the 3L Formula Masterclass. The value is 2,997. You get the $1 million deconstruction presentation. The value is 4,997. And you get the 100,000K coaching program for 3,997. And you also get the roadmap, cheat sheet, and swipe file, the value of $497, which is now the total value of $12,488. Now, an additional bonus, it's called the Advanced Catwoman Strategy. And that's not available anywhere. Catwoman is one of my, everybody has a superhero or an alter ego. Catwoman is my alter ego, which is how to keep your audience from saying yes, rapport, and how to get them from buying, to get them to buy now. And that kind of stuff is it's priceless. You can't find this anywhere, so I won't even put a price to that, okay? So again, what you're getting the 3L Formula Masterclass, the value of 2,997. You're getting the Millionaire Dollar Disconstruction presentation, and the value is 4,997. And then you're getting the 100,000 coaching program. The value is 3,997. And you're getting the roadmap, cheat sheet, swipe file. The value is $497. And you're also getting the Advanced Catwoman Strategy, and the value is priceless. All right. Now let me ask you this, and I want you to go ahead and do the presentation, the calculation. Okay. So, what is it worth to you? Do the calculation. If you were to do just one webinar, how much would you pay? How much would you charge your client? Would it be 1,000? Would it be 2,000? If you were to do one presentation a year for $1,000, that's $1,000, right? If you were to do one presentation a month for $1,000, that's $12,000, right? If you were to do it 3 times or 4 times a month, right? So now you're seeing the numbers. So do the calculation as to how much would it be worth, right? You would see that it is worth the $12,000, right? If you're able to do one presentation a month, and make $12,000, and again, I'm promising you to double your sale, right? You would see that it is worth way over $12,000, right? Now, what I want you guys to do is to look at this particular offer, because right now I do have a launching price, and again, I don't do this often. And the ones that I usually do are very, very, very private. No one really knows about it, and it's only exclusive people that have access to this, because again, I don't like to share my story. I don't like to share any of it, but it's not about me, right? And success on share is failure. So I'm here to share with the masses now, right? So, and again, the value is way over $12,000, by the way. But this is what we're offering right now, and the launching price is 1,997, right? So now again, you could do this all by yourself. You could. I've given you more than enough information. You could do all of this by yourself. Or what you can do is to, follow a blueprint, right? Now, again, what I'm willing to do for today, just because I feel the need to do so, and I know that New Year is coming up, and I want each and every single person to be able to start the new year fresh. Okay, so what I'm going to do for a very limited time offer, I'm going to knock out $1,000 and only make it $997. Okay, so all you've got to do is the following. For $997, you will get all of the things that I've mentioned before in Bali. You have to come to Bali January 11, 12, and 13 for the live training. Why? Because I want you to succeed. And I've made a bold promise. I've told you that I could double your income. Now, in order for me to do so and to keep my promise, I want to work only with serious people, right? So for $1,000, you're coming in to Bali, and of course, you'll get to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful view. And we're doing a retreat, January 11, 12, and 13 for only $997, and you're going to get 3 days of training. That's a very good deal, guys. It's usually $10,000, $20,000 to go to an event, right? So you get 3 days, and I will teach you step by step on how to create your product, launch it, and double yourself. In order for you to make massive passive income while you're traveling around the world. That's what I've been doing for many years, guys. And I have many different businesses, and this is very easy to do, but I want serious people, and I want to work one-on-one, right? So I don't want to, I want to have very selective few people, and this is the kind of scenery that we're going to enjoy while we are working. So we'll have to make sure that we work though, but you'll get to also enjoy Bali as well. All right, so January 11, 12, and 13, this is where the live event, okay? So again, I'm retired. I don't need to do any of this, but I believe in working. I believe in sharing. I believe in making the world a better place. I believe that if somebody is struggling with their business and I want to get to the next level, and I want to share my story, I want to share my story with people that, came from nothing. Whether you came from nothing or whether you came from something, I want you guys to know that you can do it too. If I was able to go from a shelter to being able to be anywhere around the world, to be able to hide from my computer because I thought that I was Black and no one wanted to do business with me, to being super confident right now and just sharing my journey and my life with the world, you can do it too. Doesn't matter what your background is. Be proud, be different. So right now, in order for you to apply, go to the link below. And it's 3lformula.com/go. And this is where you'll be able to enter and get your access to this mastermind. I don't know if I'm going to do another one. Right now I'm doing this one. I may do one a year or twice a year. I have no idea. But right now I feel like this is a new year and I want people to start off fresh. And again, you're not going to be more successful by doing the same thing right away. You're going to be successful by doing things right here, right now. And only people that are serious will be able to come to the event January 11, 12, and 13 in Bali and, have one-on-one, with a group of people that are serious and live, in presence. I'll be there and showing you step by step how to do it and showing you all the tools. Okay. So, guys, I want to thank you for being in this webinar. And again, I was for each and every single person that have been part of this, you will get an email, and you will get, again, as I told you guys, that promise, the shared funnel. So I'm going to share you, I'm going to send you exactly the share funnel as to how to do a webinar exactly as I did it right now. So you could start right away, by the way, guys. The funnel that I'm going to send you, you're going to be able to start your webinar right away. So if you want to do this by yourself, you could automatically do it by yourself. And I'm also going to send you, as promised, the link to have access to someone that broke the record, the $3.2 million record in 90 minutes, and you could learn from the master himself. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being part of. Yes, thank you. Great. Thank you for your words. I'm so happy that I was able to bring you value. Again, go to www.3lformula.com/go, and I look forward to seeing you in Bali. All right, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day, and remember that success is in your DNA.